Professor Alexander, as we all know, February is Black History Month. As your research and teaching focuses on such themes as the Black Atlantic world, African American history, family history, and social history, can you please provide me with a brief synopsis of the origins of Black History Month?
The origins of Black History Month begin with Carter G. Woodson, who was an important African American intellectual in the teens and 20s. He had earned a PhD in history from Harvard University. He returned to Washington, D.C., and realized that there was a total dearth of information about African American history at that time, Negro history. He established a Negro History Week, and that, of course, has expanded into being Black History Month, and that is what we know now.
Why do you think it's important for all races and ethnicities, not just African Americans, to celebrate this month and recognize the societal contributions of African Americans?
African American history has been conscientiously excluded from the study of American history, even from the study of world history. And that was one of the messages that Carter G. Woodson brought. He called it the miseducation of the Negro, but the miseducation of everybody about the Black past, as we have come to call it now. And he talked about the sins of omission and the sins of commission with African American history. And the sins of omission were all of the things about the many contributions that people of color have made to world history. The sins of commission were the distortions of that history when it was presented at all. In other words, in so many cases, blacks were either ignored or they were looked at only as slaves or as victims of oppression, or sometimes even in Africa as the people without history, or cannibals, or all kinds of negative images. So he was trying to overcome those images, and I think that's what we are still trying to do and educate people about with Black History Month.
What can you tell me about GW's 2010 Black Heritage Celebration? The theme of the celebration is the new Negro. What exactly is the new Negro?
Well, the new Negro was a term that came about came into use, very common use, in the 1920s, and this was it sort of was giving birth to an idea that a whole generation of African Americans at that time had not lived through slavery. They were no longer the oppressed people, but lots more of them had an education. They were contributing much more to American history in terms of their more visible accomplishments. I think that one of the reasons that we are looking at this at George Washington University, an important cadre of the new Negro were people who lived in Washington, D.C. I have a new book coming out, which is titled Parallel Worlds, The Remarkable Gibbs Hunts and the Enduring Significance of Melanin. My idea here is that I want to put African Americans on the American scene in a non-traditional way, and also to look at these intertwined questions of the new Negro.
Do you have any final words or maybe advice or words of encouragement for the GW community and beyond to continue celebrating and educating themselves on Black history outside of the month of February?
That's very important, because it's so easy for us to sort of relegate this to 1 month, and I might add the shortest month of the year, and to not think about the roots of the situations concerning Black people. I encourage GW students to continue to take courses in African American history. I always encourage everybody to read history, whatever kind of history we have. One of the things that I have found out in my research is that in the 1940s, George Washington University was probably the only majority white university in the District of Columbia that did not accept black students. So I like to think that George Washington University has a heritage to overcome, and that it's particularly important, therefore, that we should be celebrating Black History Month here at George Washington University.